I started watching episode 15 of Lie to Me, and pretty much it starts where they left off for episode 14, which is when she got the call that she was fired and she ran out of the event. I honestly don't understand why they're making such a big deal out of it because it's not like he's this major person, right? He's the president of a hotel. I don't understand why they're making it such a big deal.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden.
There's even a news article that came out and said, oh, World Hotel got preferential treatment. And, it was also on the front page that she was fired because she gave World Hotel preferential treatment. And I'm like, if World Hotel is the best one, obviously she's gonna choose World Hotel. And then the aunt is like, how long are you going to keep letting your relationship get in the way of business? I'm like, this is turning into a big deal that it really doesn't need to be that big of a deal, you know? Maybe it's the job where she was working at that's making it a big deal, but I don't understand how he's just the president of a hotel for it to turn into this big thing, you know? I also do hope that, in this episode, they don't break up because you know how sometimes they turn it into. I mean, I know I saw this already, but it was so long ago. Like, I don't really remember how it ends. But I do hope that they don't break up in episode 15 only to make up again in episode 16. Because you know how some of the dramas can be, they break up because she doesn't want to hurt him anymore and she wants to do this on her own, blah, blah, blah. So now she's going to try to defend her name. But I feel like if when the minister asked her that question, if she answered it differently, maybe she would be down a different path right now. Adjung was reinstated to her position. So, woo, congratulations. You know, she, she went around and gathered evidence to prove that, she made the right call by choosing Heejun's hotel over the other ones, right? And also, her coworkers went around to distribute, petitions as well for her, and so did Kijun, right? And his aunt also had a conversation with him after all this went down. She's like, I heard she got reinstated and that you even went around, to do the petition as well. Are you really planning on marrying her? And she's like, and Kijun's like, yeah, that's the plan. And there's nothing you can really do to stop it. And, they also showed you a scene where Ajung and her dad were talking about marriage as well. And I don't, I think she's probably afraid of marriage, or maybe she doesn't want to get married. She always had that problem with her dad getting remarried. So maybe there's something she's afraid of with marriage. But when she got reinstated, you know, she went to her first day of work and everyone was there. Kijun was also there giving everybody ice cream and everyone was just like, get married, get married, get married, chanting, get married. And, she was really embarrassed. So who knows what's going to happen? Yunju decided that it would be better for her to go back to Paris because she can't handle everything that's going on right now. So, yeah, she's going back to Paris, and she visited Sang-hee, she visited Ah-jung, and then she asked Ki-jun to come visit her. Like, when he came to visit her, I feel like it would have been better if he knocked on the door versus entering her passcode. It's it's like, why do you still know her passcode type of thing, right? Um but yeah, so she went back. Next up we have her dad and the lady who owned the restaurant, who's been crushing on her dad for the longest. So Ajung and Kijun arranged for them to get married. Kijun went with the dad to pick out a suit, and Ajung was putting makeup on her face. So in that sense of marriage, she she's okay with her dad getting married now. In terms of her own wedding or marriage, Kijun's aunt asked to see her. And then she starts talking about all this. Oh, when he goes out of the country, you're going to have to go with him. You're going to have to learn 3 to 4 languages. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do that. Um, and she's just like, well, how can I do all that when I'm still working? And she's like, well, obviously you can't quit yet because after getting reinstated, but eventually you'd have to quit. I wonder if she would ask um Yoonju to quit her job to marry Kijun. And because why should she have to quit? She doesn't have to go everywhere with him. He could still go abroad by himself. He could still go to certain events by himself. I mean, the languages, yeah, I can understand because in the events that she does go, she would have to communicate with the people. But she's trying to scare her and telling her like this is what you're gonna have to do. And she's falling for it. She's being scared to marry him, right? And then she meets with a reporter. Why are you meeting with a reporter? You met with one last time accidentally and they twisted what you said. So why are you even entertaining a reporter? And the reporter is just asking her like, did he propose yet? Are you guys talking about marriage? The viewers want to know how he proposed and da 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 da. And I'm like, and however she answered, the reporter twisted what she said. So I'm like, there's really no reason for you to be meeting with them. And all these 2 people that she just met with are causing her to be afraid to be married to him, even though she should be talking to him about the whole situation. I feel like she's going to let these people get in her head. At the end of episode 15, Jun pretty much proposes to her with the necklace. And then, she says, I can't be your woman. And episode 16 pretty much starts the same way. Ha-jung told Ki-jun that she needs to find what she lost before saying yes to his marriage proposal. So he's like, okay, I guess from a female's perspective, I guess I kind of rushed things. So she asked for her boss to move her to Jeju Island, and that's where she's been working. And it's been a month since they've seen each other, but they've been writing messages. She feels like it's more of a, like she's writing a love letter. I have a feeling that what she lost is her sense of individuality in a way, because now they made everything about him, and it was more like, what are you going to do for him? How are you going to change for him? And they're pretty much treating her like Cinderella. So she needed to go somewhere else to kind of find herself in a way. And it's been a month. Also, her friend Soreng is having issues with her husband. Her husband ran away after they had a fight, and she went to the hospital because she was having stomach aches, and she found out that she's pregnant. So she calls Hajung to like tell her what's going on, and to pretty much ask her, hey, like, I wish you could be here with me during this moment. So it's kind of like their relationship has grown as well, because before it used to be that they're trying to one up one another. That was the whole reason the whole lies started in the first place. But now, they're becoming friends, right? So Sorang finds out that her her husband has been calling an area code in Jeju. So he ended up over there. Heejun also ended up in Jeju Island because his aunt is pressuring him to either go on blind dates or get Ajang to bring her butt back, right? Because the news is still saying stuff about them. The Whether they broke up or he's two timing her. So all these different things. So the aunt is like, enough is enough. Like, if you want this girl, bring her here and let's get this marriage on the way. Right? So he goes to Jeju Island to go try to win her back in a way, right? But while he's there at his resort, he happens to see Sorang's husband. So he tells her where he is, and the wife comes to Jeju, and she pretty much tells him that she's pregnant, and they've made up. So now Kijun wants their help to get what's her name? Ajung back to Seoul, where she belongs. Before Kijun left to go back to Seoul, he told her, "Hey, I really want you to have dinner with my aunt on this day. Like, you have to make sure you are there." And he gave her the necklace back, and he was like, "When you come, if you are wearing this necklace, then that means you are ready to get married. And if you're not, then that means if you're not wearing it, then that means you're not ready." So the day comes, and she was supposed to get on her flight, but she noticed that one of the products for the exhibition was missing. It wasn't there. So she's like running around trying to find it, calling people, and then she missed her flight. But this whole time she didn't call him to tell him that she missed her flight. So him and his aunt are sitting at the table waiting for her to come, and she calls him saying that she missed her flight and she won't be able to make it. And he's like, "What, you couldn't call me this whole time? Just now you're letting me know that?" So and then she hung up the phone, and come to find out, The stuff weren't really missing. They were just placed somewhere else, right? So she started crying. So I don't know if she finally realized what it is that she lost, right? Um so Kijun is like really mad because his aunt was like, do you realize what just happened here? I've been stood up by Ajong and she pretty much rejected you. So um Kijun had to go back to Jeju Island, and he was like, meet me at the airport. And he asked her like, did you deliberately not come? Like, did you not come because you didn't want to, or because something stopped you from coming? And she didn't answer. She gave him the box for she gave him the box for the necklace, right? But before that, she put a note inside the box. They didn't tell us what the note said, but she kept the necklace. The thing is, you see that this man is angry like that, right? He asked you a question. He said, did you come? Did you not come because you were busy? Or did you not come um you, because you didn't want to come, right? So answer him. Give him an answer. But no, she said, the box is my answer. And then she's sitting in her room looking at the necklace, saying that, did he not see my letter yet? I mean, if you really wanted him to see your letter, you could have just said, hey, matter of fact, you didn't even have to write a note. You didn't even have to write a note. When he asked you, you should have just told him in the airport, because you're the whole reason he's waiting for you. So you could have just told him. I don't like the way that they are um dragging the end, episode 16, because it's kind of unnecessary. Just open your mouth and speak. Kijun finally read the letter with the help of his assistant, because his assistant went in the drawer and find the box for the necklace, and he opened it by accident. And he saw a note in there, and that's when he told Kijun that, hey, there's a note in it. Because I'm pretty sure the whole time Kijun was thinking it's the necklace that she put back in it, right? And then they just show you Ajong being sad, saying, why did he call yet? But anyway, he went, he went back to Jeju, and they pretty much made up, and that was the end. She even, texted Sorong saying that we're gonna get married now. And honestly, the end was meh to me, because I feel like this whole show was about lying about being married, and that the final scene could have been more on, even if they did a scene just showing her in a wedding dress, because the photo is her in a wedding dress, the photo for the show, right? Her in a wedding dress and him in a suit, when in reality they never even got married in the show. Even when they made their lie, it wasn't like what's that other show I watched where they actually got married and then pretended to be married. They just never you know they just never did their marriage license, but they really got married. In this one, the end scene should have been that both of them got married, instead of just closing it with the two of them hugging on the beach. You know what I mean? So it's kind of missing. It's missing the whole premise of what the show was about. So, but stay tuned for my rating for the entire show. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.